Ladies and gentlemen, 17 years after the Malegaon blast, a special NIA court in Mumbai has acquitted all the 7 accused, including former BJP MP Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, including the nationalist Brigadier Shrikant Purohit in the 2008 Malegaon blast case. And ladies and gentlemen, it's taken 17 years. After 17,000 headlines about saffron terrorism. After 17 lakh abuses about Hindus being terrorists. After 17 crore false allegations that Hindus carry out terrorism in India. The Congress party, which says that 26/11 was an RSS conspiracy. After all these lies of the Congress party and the determined attempts of the Congress party, the absolutely determined attempts of the Congress party to rationalize Islamist terrorism by drawing a false equivalence with a non-existent phenomenon called Hindu terrorism. That entire conspiracy behind it has been laid bare. And all those acquitted include former BJP MP Pragya Thakur, former military intelligence officer, in fact, serving military intelligence officer, Brigadier Shrikant Prasad Purohit, Major Ramesh Upadhyay, Ajay Rahirkar, Samir Kulkarni, Sudhakar Chaturvedi and Sudhakar Dwivedi, all of whom were falsely called by Sonia Gandhi as terrorists, by Rahul Gandhi as terrorists, by Chidambaram, Sushil Kumar Shinde as terrorists. Today they are all quiet when the NIA court says that the prosecution failed to prove the case. The provision of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act are not applicable, the court said, and they are silent today. They are silent when the court has said that there is no evidence to prove at all that Colonel Shrikant Purohit had sourced RDX from Kashmir and assembled the bomb at his residence. When the court has said that all this was one big lie by the Congress party. One amazing falsification of fact, which just shows how vicious the Congress party was about Hinduism and Hindutva. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember the day I interviewed Sadhvi Pragya Thakur. And coincidentally, I would like to point out here today that that interview was done by me on the 29th of October, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 days after I did the interview in which Sadhvi Pragya Thakur named Parambir Singh as one of the officers who had tortured her, that was her clear allegation, they arrested me. Maybe they felt I was speaking too much and too loud, and like Shrikant Purohit and like Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, I also deserved to be taught a lesson by this Congress ecosystem, which we, the nationalists of India, will always question. Not because we have a problem with that Congress ecosystem, but because we dislike the way in which that Congress ecosystem stands against Hindus, Hindutva, and Hinduism. And we dislike the fact that that Congress ecosystem, led at that point of time by same Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, tried to say that Hindu terrorism is a phenomenon which exists. So anyway, in that interview that I had done 5 days before, this Congress ecosystem arrested me. This Congress ecosystem arrested me. Sadhvi Pragya Thakur had said that then ATS officer Parambir Singh had brutally tortured her, beaten her with a belt, forced her onto a wired belt and surrounded by officers who thrashed her relentlessly. And if you think that is a lie, ladies and gentlemen, just hear this. Hear this.
उन्होंने पूरा सर्कल बनाया और सर्कल बना करके एक साथ पीटा. पहले मुझे खड़ा करके पीटा, उसके बाद मुझे बिठा दिया. तो खड़े जब किया तो खड़े होने के बाद मेरे पूरे पैरों में, पूरे हाथों में इतनी बुरी तरह से मारा बेल्टों से कि वो असहनीय होता है. उसके बाद मुझे बिठा दिया जाता है और बिठाने के बाद तलवों में और पैरों में इतने बेल्ट मारे जाते हैं एक साथ कि अकल्पनीय होता है किसी के लिए. सुनना भी शायद कष्टकारी है, इसलिए लोग रोते हैं हमारी बातों को सुन करके. मुझे भी बड़ा कष्ट तब हो जाता है. लेकिन इतना मारा और मारने पर भी इसको संतुष्टि नहीं हुई परमबीर सिंह को. और इस परमबीर सिंह ने एक इंस्पेक्टर थी और एक इंस्पेक्टर था, इनके बेल्ट छीने और छीन करके कहा कि तुम लोगों में ताकत नहीं है, मुझे लाओ, इसको तो मैं देखता हूं। और गालियों के साथ, इसको साली के साथ और तमाम गालियां देते हुए, इसको तो मैं देखता हूं। और जितनी इनमें ताकत थी वो पूरी ताकत इन्होंने मेरे ऊपर बरसा दी बेल्टों को मारते हुए। और इस व्यक्ति को हम यदि कोई भी उपमा दें वो छोटी होगी, राक्षस भी कहे तो भी छोटा होगा, क्योंकि ये बहुत ही निम्न स्तर का व्यक्ति है।
Ladies and gentlemen, within 5 days of that interview, they arrested me. No problem. I came out stronger. But I would like to ask not just the Congress, but the BJP today. I want to ask the BJP that what is the BJP government, both in Maharashtra and at the center, going to do to act against those people who falsified the case? Is it not the responsible of the now central and state government to file an appropriate case against those people who falsified evidence? Why is it that in this country you can torture someone, you can pull out false testimonies, you can put people in jail, you can torture people, and then you are allowed to get away with it, while the person like Sadhvi Pragya Thakur was brought out after she was thrashed by these police officers. I now want to run full frame the pictures of her when she came out of questioning. And I want to ask the Congress and the BJP, why are you quiet today? Does it not make you angry? I want to ask the central government today and the state government today that have you not seen the pictures? Forget the fact that she's a BJP, ex-BJP MP. Look at the pictures of her when she came out. Tortured and beaten so badly she could not stand. She had to be pulled out on a stretcher. And you have called this lady who was thrashed and beaten by cops with a belt, you've called her a terrorist. Is her acquittal enough? I say it's not enough. There must be anger in this country at the sheer injustice of what happened to her. Just because the Congress wanted to equalize the Hafiz Saeed. So they created a story that for every Hafiz Saeed there is a Hindu terrorist. And watch her, ladies and gentlemen, hug Uma Bharti there. For Uma Bharti felt the pain that Sadhvi Pragya Thakur was going through, and even today, let me tell you, she has been beaten so badly physically, ladies and gentlemen. And the people who say, Ladki hoon, lad sakti hoon, Priyanka Vadra will be quiet today because it's okay for them. That a woman was beaten and tortured so badly and brutalized so badly that even today, the scars on her body have not healed. And we think that in our country, all we have to do is say, okay, acquittal. And what will bring the career and the life of Colonel Shrikant Purohit back? I have had the privilege of knowing him. And I can tell you he's a tough man and a complete nationalist. His family stood by him like a rock. But is it not necessary today for everyone in our institutions, including all people in our armed forces, to come out and say that Colonel Shrikant Purohit, you suffered a lot and it was not fair on you? Colonel and now Brigadier Shrikant Purohit, a complete hero. He's dedicated his entire life for the country. And he paid a price for it. He paid a price for us. He was in jail for almost a decade. He was tortured, beaten. A serving army officer in our country gets tortured in our police stations, beaten, threatened, traumatized. And we say it's okay. Was that not a conspiracy against the Indian army itself? Can anyone question that? This is not a political point I'm making. Forget what P. Chidambaram wanted to do. Forget what Rahul Gandhi or Digvijay Singh wanted to do. Forget what Sushil Kumar Shinde wanted to do. They wanted to fight the BJP, the RSS, but they also fought the Indian army. Hindu Atankwad, Bhagwa Atankwad, Fauji Atankwad. Why? So that within a few weeks of 26/11, Manmohan Singh could sit and watch cricket with the Pakistani president. They wanted to take the whole argument of Islamist terrorism in India, led by groups like SIMI and PFI, ably supported by the Lashkar-e-Toiba, backed by the ISI. They wanted to put a cover on it because they wanted Aman Ki Asha. They wanted to watch Kawalis with popcorn. They wanted to play down the angle of terrorism, so they created the whole issue of Hindu terrorism, and that is why Colonel Shrikant Purohit was stripped of his identity, abducted, put in a chartered plane, detained even before any formal arrest. I know there are limitations on Colonel Shrikant Purohit today. I know he cannot speak till he is given official permission by the Indian Army, but someone must speak for him. Someone must tell. He is running away from our reporter not because he does not want to speak. It's because even today, he is a disciplined army officer. He knows that what Republic is saying is correct, but as a disciplined army officer, he is maintaining the protocol. Look at the dignity, the way he dresses when he goes to the courtroom. He shows respect to the uniform, to the position he holds. But let it not be said that he has not suffered, that his family and children have not suffered, for it takes pride and it takes determination to fight those people who are evil. A serving army officer in our country was brutally tortured by ATS officials. There were threats to arrest his wife, but he did not break. There were threats to arrest his sister, but he did not break. There were threats to his family. He was told, confess or we'll kill you, but he did not break. He suffered brutal torture at the hands of the anti-terror squad, but he did not break. Not because he's getting a gallantry award for it, but because he's a true nationalist. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not the point that there is nothing like saffron terror. The point is that there is injustice. A journalist in this country named by Hafiz Saeed, that lady was called Hafiz Saeed, said she's a great journalist. You all know who she is, now trying to change her line, but you know her real nature. She said on Burhan Wani, on the terrorist Burhan Wani, she said, here is a young, educated, tech-savvy, and from economically well-off households. That's the profile of the new age militant in the valley. Why are Kashmir school toppers picking up the gun? You would think that this person who does not deserve to be called a journalist, you would think that she was talking about some startup unicorn founder. No, she was talking about a terrorist. And that's why Hafiz Saeed says she's a great journalist. But ladies and gentlemen, today, I have great pride in saying that there are two people who have fought against all evil almost alone. And along with them, 5 others. They have fought alone. Let us not celebrate and say we fought for them. Republic fought for them, but the nation did not fight for them. I will say so clearly, the nation forgot them. They fought alone. Today, the nation should celebrate for them. And the nation must never allow this injustice to happen. Next time a nationalist is fixed by the Congress party or anyone, don't remain quiet. If you're a nationalist, they will come after you. If you're a nationalist, they will hate you. If you're a nationalist, they will fix you. That is their nature and their mentality. That's why Rahul Gandhi says today, I have nothing to say about the Malegaon verdict. Of course you have nothing to say. Because the truth, ladies and gentlemen, is a metaphorical slap on the face of all the conspirators. A tight slap.